Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the Wareham Conservation Commission meeting of March 4th, 2026. We have the Wareham Conservation Commission will hold a meeting under Chapter 131, Section 40 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Town of Wareham Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Division 6, and any other applicable laws. All hearings of the Wareham Conservation Commission are held simultaneously under the authorities of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act and the Town of Wareham Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Division 6. Although a single decision of the Commission is issued, it represents a separate decision under each authority. All matters listed may involve a decision and possible vote. I'm going to call roll call. Jessica, you start with you.
Jessica Parr.
Scott Sobey.
Paula Jean O'Neill.
Sandy Slavin.
Michael Mercier.
Right. I declare we have and Kwame, I declare we have a quorum. Okay, we have a amended order of conditions for 3. Oh. Okay, is there anything we can do at 6 o'clock?
The COCs, the minutes.
Okay, let's go off to COC and the minutes and any other we can't start anything, folks, until 6:30, so we will change the agenda from now on to remove the time frame for public hearings and continued public hearings. Everything will start at 6, so we don't have this gap that we've had recently.
You also could make a motion to start the continued hearings earlier.
Okay, can you want to do the certification of compliance first?
You can do them, yeah.
Yep.
So for 20 Long Neck, which is the first one, that one I can't recommend an issuance of certificate of compliance for. There is some outstanding things that were either done or not followed that have to be addressed first.
Okay. 79 Green Gate.
I can recommend an issuance of certificate of compliance for that one.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Aye.
Scott? Thank you. Paula Jean?
Oh,
Michael?
yes.
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Yes, done. Next one, please.
For 334 County Road, I can recommend an issuance of certificate of compliance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica? Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy? Done. Next thing we can do is, we had minutes of 2/4/26. I found a couple things on it, and I sent them to Christine. Anybody noticed under the section for the Green Turner, number 4 for continued NOI, there was no action item on the minutes. Didn't say what we did. The number 5 for Riverhawk, it did not include in the minutes that we continued until 2/18. I've sent those 2 adjustments to Christine, so we can take a motion to accept as modified.
I move that we accept those with the corrections, yes.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Yes, as amended.
Can we go back for a second to 20 Long Neck Road? You said there were outstanding items that need to be addressed, some that were done that shouldn't have been done. Is
Yeah.
there an enforcement then that needs to, a violation enforcement that needs to be considered for that?
So there hasn't been one just yet. This is from 2009, I believe. The property that it's going on is actually the property that's being affected by the 19 Bay Point Avenue. It's that area where those bogs are. Part of what still needs to be done, or part of what needs to be done in here, is in the original order of conditions, there was a condition that the driveway would be made of a pervious material, and it was not. And there are a couple of other things that were put in that weren't on the original order of conditions. So I already reached out to the representative at GAF about it. He has to reach out to Jillian Morton, who is, I guess, in charge of this particular property. So I haven't put anything on it just yet. Just waiting to hear back from all parties involved to figure out what is going on exactly with it.
Okay. Well, we go through continued hearings and make a motion to continue them and have no discussion. I think I can make that happen before 6:30.
Great.
So we know that we're going to have a discussion on 16-6 Blackmore Pond. Safe Harbor we're waiting for a continuance because we're waiting for MIPA, and the bond numbers. So when should we continue to 4-1?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, there are, no, wait, Safe Harbor continued to the 18th of March, so
Okay.
that was at the last meeting.
That's our next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, they continued to
Did
the 18th.
did we already say that?
Last
Even though-
meeting, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's already continued until 3/18. That's
Yeah.
been done. 7 Burgess is 3/18. Town of Wareham is 3/18. Riverhawk.
So, Riverhawk, I did reach out, I just called the representative for Riverhawk, yesterday, and I left a message. I haven't received anything back yet. So just waiting to hear back from him. I'm gonna call him again tomorrow, see if he answers.
We can't do anything till the snow's gone anyway,
Yeah,
which could be middle of June at this rate.
We may get another storm, though, you never know.
Good.
Do you want to continue until 3/18?
Yeah, because we can arrange something with them.
yeah. It's just been a little difficult to get in touch, because I've sent emails, I've called, I haven't gotten anything back yet, so.
Would an enforcement order get their attention?
So I actually had to send one twice to get their attention, even just for this filing.
Unreal.
So there's a potential.
Move to continue the Riverhawk 19 Bay Point Drive, NOI 143 to March 18th.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor. Jessica, Scott,
Aye.
Paula, Jean, Michael,
Aye.
Kwame, Sandy will continue to 3/18. 17 Atlantic Ave was already continued until 3/18.
Oh.
Widows Cove was continued in 4/15. 1 Reynolds Ave. We don't know on that one, do we?
That one, I am waiting for the NHESP report did come in. The determination came in. The representative for it is just not here.
Yeah, and it's not 6:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have one other item if you want to,
If we got something to do for 20 minutes, feel free.
well, I will speak slowly.
Oh, I do have one other, I have a couple of other notes. For the Minot Ave project with the town of Wareham, they are more than likely going to be requesting another continuance. I don't know what day that is, but they are more than likely going to be requesting another continuance for it. And
They've continued all winter, why not?
Yeah.
they have a lot of agencies involved with that project, so I am thinking that it's more than likely getting a lot of comments from other agencies that they need to incorporate into the design plans.
Well, we'll see what happens on the 18th.
And then, one other thing, a while back, you had you had given a vote to allow either me or Josh to sign for invoices on behalf of you guys.
In perpetuity.
At this point, you may have to review that again, so it's only one person. So you can choose to have me continue signing, or you can choose one of you guys as a board member to sign.
Wait. Since when do we have to have one person and only one person? Are you hearing this from accounting?
Yes,
They've never done that before.
that's what I had heard when I spoke to them this afternoon.
Tell them no.
Sewer, we approved 2 people for sewer, and there was no pushback on that. I don't understand.
I don't know, that's just what I was told. But with Josh moving up into director of planning, I guess it makes more sense anyway.
No.
That's just what I was told.
I
So.
would like to see that in writing that requires us to have one and only one person as authorization to sign our bills in writing. So we
Okay.
would speak to Judy and have her, right? I'm not going to do an email. I want to see it from her.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say, are you implementing that with all the approval levels? Or just ours?
That's just
As
what
I
I
said,
heard, so.
I'd like to, okay. Is there anything else we can do? We haven't done anything about our rules and regulations.
Not yet. I'm gonna send the copy, well, the link is still active for everybody who is part of it. Like I said, I've just added in the comments that were made online and in earlier revised versions that were sent over to me. So it's pretty much all the same at this point, just a little bit more grammatically correct and a little bit more extra info from the comments of the board.
And I have 3 points I'd like to add to the rules and regulations that have come up since those drafts, those early drafts. One is, and this is something that Josh also recommended, is that we have some guidance about pervious versus impervious surfaces, so that when an engineer gets a project, they can look at the guidance we're providing them. And that guidance will be based on the stormwater handbook that we've gotten from the state. And I sent that to everybody
Yes, thank
today.
you.
So, yeah, there's quite a bit in there about pervious versus impervious surfaces, and so we need to provide that guidance onward to engineering people. So when we get a project, everybody's on the same page. So that's one item. The second item I think we need to add to the rules and regulations is something about bonding for active stormwater control systems. We've started doing this now. We've had a couple of projects where we've required bonding, and so that needs to be upfront, so there's no surprise when they get here in the rules and regulations. And the third one is something about limits on how many continuances there can be for an applicant. So obviously, if it's not the applicant's fault, if they haven't got a number from, DEP number, or if the weather prevents something from happening, or the whatever, that it's not their fault, then we can continue the way that we are. But it's a waste of our time, everybody's time, to have continuances with no endpoint. They file and then they just continue. We have to keep it on the agenda. So I'm thinking of, well, I'll draft something, but I'm thinking maybe a couple of continuances and then you're off.
Well,
How many, I was gonna say.
to me, if we are discussing it week after week after week, to me, that's not a reason to say no. But if it's like Riverhawk, dead silence.
Yeah.
But what happens is that if we deny because there's been no activity on it, it's gonna cost them a lot of money to resend out all the mailings and stuff like that. There
Exactly.
has to be a little, okay, I think about the town of Wareham and the bike path. Well, why did you send it to us 7 months ago if you're not going to anywhere near closure for it? Why did you get the clock running?
Yeah.
Because I believe there is a time frame in maybe planning or zoning that says they have so many meetings to present their project or withdraw if they're not going to give us any activity. So it is something to think about, because we just denied one of them because they hadn't done anything. That was the that was the Turner one, wasn't it? Okay, so I had the word denied on my note, but it doesn't say that in the minutes, and it's critical that it be put in the minutes that we denied the project.
And like I said, I think there has to be like legit reasons, for example, maybe like weather or whatever, but like I said, you just can't keep denying, as opposed to a, say, legit discussion, as we have to modify the project here, gotta modify the project there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and so on and so forth, because those are two totally different circumstances.
Yeah, so like continued without action or something like that.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll draft something, we'll see how it flies.
Continued with no reason given.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm continued, because, well, I'm waiting for this document, or my peer review, that's legitimate reasons to be continued. Anything else? You didn't talk slow enough.
Those are the 3 points that I had thought of. If there are other things that we need to add to the rules and regulations, either, I guess, send them to Christine or to me, or maybe both of us.
CC Scott. That way, you know, we can keep on top of changes if there's anything new that gets added, because I'm going to also be trying to figure out what I could put in there for more protection for our resource areas, so.
Okay.
Great.
At the meeting, what was the meeting we just approved? At the 2-4 meeting, I have a note that we're missing minutes, and I still have not seen them come in. So if you,
Those are the older ones, right? The 2025 or 2024 meeting?
April 30th, a year ago, almost, May 21st, July 2nd, and September 3. I think those are the minutes that I've not seen. They're not been posted on the town website, and I don't have any record of them.
All right.
So if you could remind our minute taker, 4:30 is going to be a tough one, since I think it was just a review of,
It was just a review of the bylaws, and it wasn't really like
it wasn't recorded.
no, it
So
was not.
I-
So I don't think she would.
I'll do the 4:30 minutes.
Okay.
We discussed, we closed. That was it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was when Josh
We
was
just
still
need a
around.
record
Of it
to
being-
match so I have agenda, I must have a set of minutes.
Yeah. I'll go back, well, tomorrow. I'll check and see if I can find the minutes that are here, because I know I still have a list of them somewhere, and I think some of them may have been slightly older. So I can check and see if I've still got them, or if I'd given them to the clerks, because usually they keep the physical copies, so.
Yeah, but I can't find where we even had them in our minutes, in our agendas.
Oh. I'm gonna have to look at that then.
Yeah, because I was missing some, and I can find that what meeting date we approved them, that was different, but these I couldn't find on any agenda when we discussed or approved them.
Yeah, I'll look back through everything, see if I received them, because I know that there were a couple of minutes that we didn't get. So I did reach out to our minute taker about that,
Okay.
and I believe I just got one in from last year, maybe from September.
Can we go back to rules and regulations for just a sec?
Okay.
And I have a question about procedure, since I'm new and we don't seem to have rules and regulations already, so it's a de novo situation for us. That would be, I don't know what the procedure would be, but I'm guessing it would be something like we make the draft rules and regulations available for public review. We schedule a discussion about the rules and regulations in a public meeting,
Yes.
so that all of our abutters, which is the whole town of Wareham, have a chance to talk about the rules and regulations, and then we have a vote on them.
Yes.
So it's a pretty simple process,
Once we have it.
once we have the draft rules and regulations in a
Yes.
pretty good form.
I don't think this needs to go to town meeting.
I feel like, I mean, for the bylaw,
Stop it, stop
I'm
it, stop
pretty
it, stop it.
sure that was something I had heard from Josh, is that it would have to be something that goes in front of town meeting, or something has to go in front of town
That's
meeting.
Well, those are bylaws.
That's what I thought, yeah.
That's bylaws.
Which if this is,
Adds a nice 3 hours.
yeah,
But we're not talking about changing the bylaws at this point.
Right.
right, this is just the draft to see what people are thinking about.
No, this is rules and regulations. So there are several, and I don't mind if you correct me here if I make a mistake. There are several governing documents. One is the town charter, state law, town charter, town bylaws, rules and regulations. And there's also policies for some of the commissions and boards. So the town charter and the bylaws have to go in front of the town meeting for approval. Rules and regulations do not.
That's my take. I may be wrong, but that's, to me, why we have the rules and regulations, so that we can change things quickly and not wait every 6 months to make an update or modify. We just have to have a public hearing on it. Yeah.
That allows us to be agile in responding to what the town needs and what the concerns of the citizens are.
I mean, think about it. The deadline last Monday was the deadline for the April town meeting. You know, it's just, the time frame stretches it out brutally to get something done.
Yeah, and just as a further illustration of that, if you don't mind, in 2024, the state legislature passed a law governing siting of alternative energy sources, so solar panels and wind turbines and so on. But they set up the timeline without consideration for the deadlines for town meeting. So
Oh,
what's happened is that the regulations have gone into effect as of Sunday, March 1st, but the bylaws of all the towns are at odds with the new laws and regulations passed by the legislature. So we're at the point where I guess the state law supersedes the town bylaws, but it's a situation that they created by not paying attention to what those timelines are.
yes, that was a very interesting Serpide meeting. They all, most of the towns say, hey, I can't do anything about it. I'd have no time frame to do my bylaw change at town meeting, and the state has shoved this down our throat. Yes. Okay, are we, no.
5 more minutes.
Well, we're here, so we all survived the storm except for Jessica. Tell me how warm it is down there.
I don't want to.
Thank
I
you.
just feel like it'll make you guys mad. But I'm headed home soon, so
Yay!
yeah, I miss you guys.
Yeah, no way. Will you have a caravan coming back with the cars and the boats and all the other stuff? Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Where is everybody?
I think you're kind of just waiting for a representative at this point, which is,
Uh-oh. There
Ask
you
and
are.
shall receive.
Not yet.
You probably walk up the stairs when she asked the question.
I think you're probably actually one of the only people that's got a hearing tonight.
We had this meeting just for you, Brian.
Do you want to do, can we do the amended order of conditions first, or Blackmore Pond? I know we gotta wait until 5 more minutes.
You can do, well, the the RDA's in there first, so. And I know that we do have the applicants here tonight for that one.
Scott, I promised a picture.
Thank you.
Nothing else.
It's funny when we see these pictures, you look at the neighbors and they've got all kinds of boats stored and docks and all kinds of stuff.
As per usual.
A fire pit.
Oh, yes.
Yep, when you look to the left and look to the right.
Are we supposed to have blinders when we go on these site visits?
Oh, it's kind of tough, isn't it, to want to be fair?
Oh, come on. Anybody have anything they want to talk about before we hit 6:30?
Wareham basketball team.
Yeah?
Very well.
Women's, girls, boys?
I think both.
Oh, good.
I think both. Yeah.
I see that the Tigers cheerleaders are downstairs.
Warming up.
It's one of those things, how do they still have hearing? I walk by to the elevator and my ears hurt and I'm not hearing it for hours trying to practice at the volume of decibel of a rock band.
Hopefully OSHA doesn't wander by.
Yes, I was wondering, whether or not there is damage to hearing, because I don't know, how many concerts we all go to as a
Right.
younger person that was just full volume. 2 minute, yeah,
Right,
can't quite.
or as an older person as well.
When my daughter was about 3, we were at Disneyland, and we were going to go into the Michael Jackson thing. And the people at the door said, "Are you sure you want to bring her in there? This is concert volume." And I said, "I take her to concerts all the time." Well, I did not understand what concert volume meant versus, the concerts that I had taken her to already,
Yeah,
like a chamber
a
concert.
Garfield and Simon Garfield, a little bit different than, yes.
Well, this is more like stringed instruments.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if,
Why don't you come up, by the time you get up here, we're going to have 6:30, and we can, are you here for Blackmore Pond?
no,
No, you're here for the amended RDA?
the amended order of conditions and Reynolds Ave.
Sand, the,
Sorry, Reynolds.
So it's here for the AOC, all right.
No, do we
What are you
skip
here
over that?
for? Come on out, we'll get this started.
I was gonna say maybe, I know we talked about it being on next meeting, but maybe if you wanted to talk about with the ANRAD tonight, with a little bit of extra time.
I could mention it, but I was gonna, have some plans in place, show and tell.
Oh, okay, so
Okay,
we will continue to put you on the next meeting then.
Okay.
what are you here for, so we can open the hearing?
I don't know. I'm here for continued Silva, 1 Reynolds Ave, the last item 7 on the
oh,
agenda,
yeah.
Okay,
under continued.
so we have a continued hearing for 1 Reynolds Ave. And to formally ask, who's here to represent this project?
Brian Grady, GAF Engineering, here for Mr. Silva.
Okay, someplace, and here's my folder. There it is.
This meeting was continued, just pending the NHESP letter, which we did receive. stating there'll be no impact to the habitat or no take of rare species.
All right. Does anybody have any questions on this project? This project, it came to us as an enforcement order back of August of '25. Then we had a hearing of October 1st, and now this is a request for notice of intent for Mark Silva. Any questions? Jessica?
No questions.
Scott?
No questions, thank you.
Paula Jean?
No questions, thank you.
Michael?
No questions, thank you.
Ronnie?
None for me, thank you.
I have none. Christine, any comments on this?
No comments.
Anybody online? And there's nobody here?
Make a motion to close the
A
hearing.
motion to close the,
Second.
what?
I'm just wondering, was there any fines associated with this? Did we discuss that?
You brought it up at the end of the last meeting, you mentioned it, but I will only mention Mr. Silva wasn't responsible for those activities. He purchased the property subsequent to it.
Right, but there are, I think 7 was the count I had, 7 violations, all ones that wouldn't have been permitted. Yeah, I brought it up at the last meeting.
Well, I don't think it's fair for he's taking the time and the effort and the funds to get everything corrected.
So what does that mean then for enforcement orders if there's no fines?
We don't have to have a fine on enforcement order. There has to be some, I don't, you
But
can't,
that says, I think that if we follow that logic, it says that instead of fixing your issues, you sell the house and it goes away.
Well, that happens quite often if someone purchases a property with no certificate of compliance issued unknowingly. So that's my only point. Mr. Silva didn't do these unpermitted activities. He's purchased the property. He'll be going through significant expense to rectify them. So I just don't think it's fair to Mr. Silva to pay for someone else's offenses.
Right.
Yeah, there is a provision in the state law when there's a transfer of property, when violations have not been corrected. Remember I've said this before, it's fines up to $50,000 and 2 years in prison, something like that. So associating fines on a small level like this is a lot less than what the state law would prescribe.
Is there a way to go to somehow find the previous owner? They're out of town now, right? They're long gone, but it seems like, again, if someone didn't cause these problems, to hold them accountable.
Which,
Brian, are you saying there was an order of conditions but no certificate of compliance issued? Is that what you said?
I'm not positive if there were or not. I was just trying to make an example. Properties transfer all the time. It's not uncommon, unfortunately, without a certificate of compliance. So 49 Edgewater Way, which we just went through recently, they're resolving someone else's issues on that.
But they're on notice because when they buy a property, there's a title exam done. So they know that there's an open order of conditions with no compliance.
Well, a lot of times those orders don't get picked up, I'm surprised.
so theoretically, if the title doesn't pick it up, then we can sue the title company for allowing a sale to go through with these open order of conditions.
I mean, I don't think it's as simple as that. It would come up in a title exam unless there's a mistake made. They come up in title exams all the time. I think that to say that someone's not aware of it is not a viable answer.
So,
Well, no,
If there's an order of conditions.
Mr. Silva was aware of the violations, but he didn't cause them,
wouldn't
But
the
he
buyer-
bought the property aware of the issue.
and he's rectifying them.
Wouldn't the buyer use that as a bargaining chip when they find out that these orders are open and then therefore be indirectly compensated and then use that
Well,
money to
hold
do
money
the
in
project.
hold money in
It's
escrow
true.
to repair.
And it becomes a bargaining, a bargaining opportunity when you're negotiating a sales price. If you're taking something, a property subject to open issues that you are assuming the responsibility to rectify.
What do you want to do? Scott?
I'd like to, it's up to the property owner to figure out who's responsible for that. He's responsible for rectifying the situation. He's also responsible for the property. If he wants to sue the previous landowner, that's up to him, or bake sale, or however he wants to pay for it. But there were these violations, there should be fines associated with them. So do you want me to make, it would be an amended motion, or, I'm sure what, well, sure what the,
We had a motion to close the hearing, it was seconded, and then you have a discussion. So would someone withdraw the second? Who made the second?
I think it was
Who seconded the motion to close the hearing? I need it withdrawn. Who made the motion to close the hearing?
Kwame, wasn't it?
Was it me?
It was, yeah.
Withdraw it.
Okay, I make a motion to withdraw my
Okay.
second.
Now, it's still open. Scott,
so I move to assess fines of $300 per violation, and as I count, there are 7 violations, so fines of $2,100.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta wrap my head around this. I don't, are we initiating, are we going to find the new owner for all these previous issues?
That's the
that is
idea.
what's on the table, yes.
Well, I would feel differently if I knew that he
How about
used that in bargaining with the seller and got something for it, then I wouldn't feel bad at all finding him. But if that was not the case, then I feel like, geez, this guy didn't do anything. And is there any way for us to know? Because it's two different scenarios, really.
I think the point is moot, that there were violations. The violations need to be rectified, and there needs to be, and the point of fines is to discourage future violations. So whether that's this property owner telling his real estate agent, you should have let me know that there were problems like this, or whether, whatever it is, we want to discourage this kind of violation of the bylaws and state law. And the only way we have to do that, besides rectification, which have to be done anyway, is by penalties and these fines.
I'll second Scott's motion.
Okay, so one more little tidbit, okay? So I'm buying a property and there's already issues with the property that I wasn't aware of. So when I buy the property and an engineer comes and says, conservation is not too happy about X, Y, and Z, I'm going to take that responsibility to address those situations.
Well, think about what would happen if there was, I don't know, an open mine shaft on your property you didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And you bought the property, and now you find there's an open mine shaft that has to be closed to make, you're responsible for that. You're the property owner.
Right, yeah, right, but I mean, what I'm saying is that now, like, we're finding on top of, is the new owner trying to address the situations that are already an issue?
Yes, that's the application, is to
Yes.
remedy and
Right.
remove all the unpermitted activities.
Right,
correct.
but now we're gonna find them on top of that? I don't
That's the motion.
I don't feel comfortable.
For
I don't know.
discussion, wasn't the violations against Hamilton Beach Association?
So Okay, so here's the whole backstory for this particular property. It is on two different properties. It's on part of Hamilton Beach's property, and it is on part of the current owner's property. Because the previous owner at 1 Reynolds Ave was the one to initiate all of these changes. So he committed violations on his own property and on Hamilton Beach property. So, Hamilton Beach originally filed a notice of intent to take care of their side of the property. We were waiting for one from the previous property owner at 1 Reynolds Ave to submit, and he did not do that. What Hamilton Beach did, but they ended up withdrawing it because the new owner of 1 Reynolds Ave has opted to come in and take care of the entire issue. So the Hamilton Beach Association withdrew their application, and this is the only application for both this current property and the work that took place on Hamilton Beach property. So they're taking it off of both sides. The previous owner was somebody who was well-known to Hamilton Beach and well-known to conservation, as they had gotten enforcement orders on their property before, and they had also had issues with the association before. There are records of that, including those enforcement orders. And I believe that those were closed out because they paid the fine, and because they did get fined for something. I don't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head, but I can get the papers. But they were fined for it before, and they were supposed to be taking care of this. And instead of doing that, I was in contact with the previous owner, and he was talking about how he was going to take care of it, he'd be down and everything, and then he just completely sold the property. So, to that point, my recommendation for future properties that get enforcement orders is that the enforcement gets recorded on their deeds so that this can't happen.
I totally agree, because then obviously it would get resolved at closing. The other piece of that is when a person buys a property, part of that closing is the current owner who's selling the property signs an owner's affidavit attesting to the fact that they're not aware of any enforcement orders, violations, open types of complaints or anything. So at that, I would really doubt that the new owner had no knowledge of these issues when he bought the property.
Well, the thing is that the owner that bought the property did have knowledge about the issues prior to buying the property, which he said he would take care of, and that's why
Yeah.
he is here to rectify this situation. And he is also including taking out part of the driveway as well to revegetate. So that was just an extra thing that they had added on top of it. I think they just didn't like the driveway or something, but the new owner is here currently to take care of the problem that was caused by the previous owner.
Do we have any legal avenues for the previous owner with the outstanding fines? Can we find a way of charging him the $2,500 for the fines?
I'm not sure about that. I'd have to talk to town council.
So this would be up to.
But as part of the closing, the owner would have signed an owner's affidavit. So they would have signed in front of a notary an affidavit saying either they were or were not aware of these issues. It does become up to the buyer as a business decision whether they want to take on a property with open issues, open enforcement orders, open order of conditions. A buyer can make any of those decisions for themselves, but then they also assume the responsibility for them. It's a different thing if there's no disclosure or they're surprised by it. But if they take title, with full knowledge that those issues are pending, they're assuming responsibility for them.
Yes, and the current owner was aware of the violations, and he was to be responsible for taking care of them. He probably was not aware he would be fined.
Because he has the cost of the notice of intent, all the costs associated with that, the engineering plans and everything else. So he has assumed that responsibility to rectify the problems. Okay, so there's a motion and a second in front of us to fine the owner, Mark Silver, $2,100 for 7 violations on this property at One Reynolds. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Sorry, Jessica, yea or nay?
Yay.
Scott?
Yay.
Paula Jean?
Yay.
Michael?
No.
Kwame?
No.
Sandy? No. It's a tie. There's no action. It fails. Okay? That's my understanding. It fails if there's a tie. Correct, Jessica?
I think you're right.
Okay, so we'll take a motion, if we're done, take a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean? Sandy? Yes. Michael?
Yes.
Kwame?
Yes.
The hearing is closed. Christine, your recommendation?
Standard order of conditions.
So moved.
Issue is standard order of condition. I have a motion.
Second.
The second, all in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Michael?
Yeah, aye.
Kwame? Sandy?
Yes.
Yes, we have a standard order of conditions. We'll sign the paperwork. Don't, going to get started until you get everything from Christine.
Till the snow disappears.
Of course, they have
Unless
to be
the
able to
snow
see the
melts.
ground for us to do anything.
Correct.
Okay,
Can I make propose an idea?
okay.
It kind of addresses what Brian brought up, right? He said, and Brian, don't let me misquote you here, but that sometimes you see in your experience, you see when a new buyer buys a property that that open order of conditions is missed in the title exam. But one thing we do know is that every bylaw, every new sale is sent usually, and with the very small exceptions, there's a municipal lien certificate that's ordered and then recorded at closing. And other cities and towns include open enforcements and liens that are not just real estate taxes, sewer, water, things like that. We could include something on an MLC generated by the town so that when somebody is going to purchase a property, that there's notice on that MLC that there are open enforcement issues or orders, just so that there is really no doubt in anybody's mind that the new buyer is aware of the issues. It would just be data included on that MLC.
That's a topic for the town.
Yeah, no,
to
I'm
modify their
I guess
MLC.
I'm co-opting your comment, but proposing to the board that if we're not recording enforcement orders, that perhaps we can include the data on an MLC.
What does that stand for?
Municipal lien certificate.
Okay, thank you. Is this something that would go in the rules and regulations, or how would we do this?
I think it's just about providing the data. So usually an MLC is generated by the tax collector, and the idea is that it essentially becomes an estoppel post-closing from the town being able to say there were taxes due that nobody was aware of, and it gets recorded at the registry. So I'm looking at an MLC for Wareham right now, and it has on it all of the real estate taxes, property taxes. It also has sewer, trash demand, sewer demand. I'm looking at it for One Reynolds Ave. Now, all it would have taken for us to collect on this or to make sure that full disclosure was made and received is to have an additional line item on here that would say, something along the lines of, conservation enforcement order open. Something that puts everybody on notice so that things get resolved. And then we also don't have to doubt after a closing that a new buyer or their counsel was made aware of the fact that there was an open issue and that they took it knowing that and
And that-
assumed
And
responsibility.
that would include any order of conditions that haven't been met or any outstanding
It doesn't. So it doesn't
A little
include an open order of conditions. That does come up in a title exam because they are recorded.
But if
So
we
it
add,
w-
if we add conservation to that list, conservation could look from both component, you know,
Yes,
anything that's outstanding as a violation and anything outstanding that hasn't been certified. Okay, something to think of. Christine,
think
something for you to
Although-
consider.
Just to be clear about this particular property, it did not have any orders of conditions on it.
right.
But it did have violations.
Had the violations, but no order of conditions, ever.
And the buyer was aware of the violations.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Next one, we have amended order of conditions request.
All right.
3037 Cranberry Highway.
All right. Pursuant to the provisions of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Wareham Wetland Protected Bylaw, Division 6, a public hearing will be held in Room 520, Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, tonight, Wareham, Mass, anyway, Wednesday, March 4th, 2026, at 6 PM, well, we're way past that now. On the amended order conditions for Fairs Realty Corporation, 156 Main Street, Buzzards Bay, Mass. 02532. Now, let me just scroll down here a little bit. All right. The revision to the plan is to show compliance with the 10th edition of the Massachusetts Building Code. The new code increased the freeboard for flood zones for an additional foot. The code became fully effective on July 1st, 2025. The original date of the site plan for this project is June 26, 2024. A building permit was not received for this project prior to the change in the code, so the plan has been revised to comply with the additional freeboard requirement. There has been no change to the layout, parking, traffic pattern, drainage, landscaping, or other design feature of the plan. The only change has been to raise the proposed site grading 1 foot to comply with the additional freeboard requirement of the new building code. Map 12, Lot LC 10A, 3037 Cranberry Highway, Massachusetts. And notice to open hearing, please.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Yes. The hearing is open. Who's representing them? Who's?
Brian Grady, GAF Engineering. Yeah, so what that means is there's been absolutely no change to any of the layout or the drainage or lighting or landscaping or building size or building placement. With the 10th edition of the building code, it requires an additional foot of freeboard. So if the flood elevation is 14, the old code in an AE zone required 1 foot of freeboard, now it's 2 feet of freeboard. So we're basically just taking the previously approved plan and raising it 6 to 8 inches, so that's maybe that height.
Well, you haven't changed anything on the ground.
No,
So
the layout hasn't
did you really
changed,
have to
everything's,
come to us for this?
to make the plan of record, yes.
Okay, because would a planning be more involved with it?
Well, we've been to the ZBA
Okay,
to have them approve it as the plan of record in their decision.
and that's why
so-
you're here, just to,
Just to make it the plan of record, correct.
so from our point of view, there's no change to what we oversee because you haven't touched the footprint. So,
Right, so when we come back for a certificate of compliance,
Compliance.
we won't get fined for being 6 inches higher.
okay, questions, Jessica,
Men,
Scott,
No, thank you.
Paula Jean, Michael,
No, thanks.
Kwame.
No, thank you.
Sandy, any comments, Christine?
No.
Anybody on the line or in the audience who'd like to comment on this project? I'm seeing none.
Move to close the
I
hearing?
have a motion to close
Second.
the hearing and a second. All in favor is Jessica, Scott,
Aye.
Paula Jean, Michael, Kwame, and
Yes.
Sandy. The hearing is closed.
Move to
Chris-
approve the amended order of conditions?
Second.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah?
Okay, that's the motion to approve. And I heard a second. All in favor? Jessica? Scott?
Aye.
Aye.
Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame? Sandy? Done. Formally approved.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Now, the next thing we have is a continued hearing for 66 Blackmore Pond Road. And who's here representing this project?
Yes, online, I believe.
Anybody online? John?
No one has raised their hand at this time. Christine, is this the one for,
Irby, yeah.
okay, I'll let them in.
Okay.
I'm gonna call him, 'cause there's nothing.
Night.
Good night.
Aye.
Hi, sorry about that. 66 Blackmore is here.
Okay. And who is here representing this project?
Derek Irby with Irby Brothers Excavation.
Okay, we have you, we hear you but not see you, but that's fine. Talk to us about the
Oh.
project, please.
Here you go. That might be a little better. Sorry for the technical difficulty. We got approached at 66 Blackmore Pond Road to rebuild a 53 by 3 foot existing retaining wall along the pond. And we're looking to get approval and see your guys' thoughts on that.
Okay, you're gonna replace it with with cinder blocks, because that's what's there now, right?
Yes, concrete blocks, yep.
Okay, cinder blocks, never mind. Questions, Jessica,
No questions at this time.
Scott,
No questions, thank you.
Paula Jean,
No, thank you.
Michael,
No questions, thank you.
Kwame.
Yes, how are you bringing those cylinder blocks down? By hand or little machines or?
So there's two different options. We may use a small dingo style type machine. I'm sure you guys have been by there. It is a pretty tight site. So we may have to bring most of them down by hand. But there will be some small machinery on site.
Okay, and also, what are you using for any kind of barriers outside of that area, like silk fence or whatnot?
Erosion
so-
control?
Oh.
Erosion control, excuse me.
I knew you're struggling. Erosion control, yes.
Yes. So anywhere where water or any of our materials may run down into the pond, we'll either be using silt fence, hay bales. We will have the proper materials to contain anything that may run down, but most likely silt fence with grade stakes so they don't go anywhere.
Okay, and also too, I mean, was there butters notices on this attachment? I didn't see it.
I don't think I.
Personally, that I'm not sure of.
What's that?
What were you looking for?
Oh, for butter notices on the,
Butter?
on the
It's an
notice of
RDA.
intent.
That would be the only question I have, is why is this an RDA and not an NOI?
Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna say.
It could be an NOI,
7 feet back, so
and it is 37 feet back.
So, what are you gonna do with the old material?
All the old material will be hauled out and disposed of properly at an off-site location.
Who makes the decision, Christine, whether or not it's a RDA or NOI?
You guys can make that decision, I can make that decision. My question for it was, when you're doing the actual work, how are you proposing to do it? Are you gonna use the machines for that, or are you gonna just do it by hand?
Hopefully, most of it we can do by hand, but there will be some small machine work involved, depending on how set in the existing blocks are. And we also may have to remove some material to set the new blocks on the house side of the existing wall. like a normal retaining wall would be installed. You know, we got to take some material out to place the new blocks, and then that material would be brought back in on the house side, backfilled against the new block.
Okay.
Anybody else, anybody online to comment on this? Christine, we had no questions, but do you want to comment on it?
No, I mean, my only question was just about how the work was going to be done and just how much of that machinery was going to be in the area. Because if it was something that was done by hand, then that would be a lot better. But if there are small portions that need to have machinery in, it really depends on how close they're getting to that particular resource area.
There is space between the house and the wall, so they don't have to go on the water side.
Yeah.
But some of these items are big blocks of all cemented together, which means you need something of substantial strength to remove them as opposed to a human picking them up one at a time.
Oh, you can knock them apart. They're just
So-
blocks. They can be knocked apart with a sledgehammer.
If I may add, there will be machinery used to do the wall. Believe it or not, you don't need a crazy big piece of equipment. It's all pretty contained, nothing, you know, environmentally huge, but there will be equipment used. But the blocks themselves weigh about 70 pounds a piece that we'll be using to put in. So we just got to get them close, and believe it or not, each block is set by hand. It's more getting it closer in the removal of the old wall and the prepping for the new wall.
Will your machinery be on the water side or the upland side?
We will be able to keep it right on the line, more towards the upland side. I can't tell you that it won't go, you know, directly over where the existing wall is. We will have to a little bit, but it'll be very, very confined to where the existing wall is.
So it's just between the wall and the water is nothing but some grasses and some vegetation, correct? There's no, I don't see sand there.
We visited during January, but that was my estimate as well. It's hard to tell, of course, as you guys know, with all the snow and whatnot. We visited the site in January, but we should leave an extremely small footprint of machinery.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hold on a second. Obviously, with all the snow on the ground, we're probably not gonna get that started for a little while, correct? Are we gonna do that, are we gonna try to break through the ice and all that, or?
We would wait till everything melts, you know, probably another month or two, and get things rolling. It would not be something that we start immediately.
All right.
And is there going to be any material that has to be stockpiled?
As far as stockpiling goes, most of the material we will take out immediately. The only real material we have to take out is the existing wall, and we have to dig back towards the house side just to give us room to set a good base, and then most of that will be put directly back. So there will not be a lot of stockpiling.
All right, I would say if there's any stockpiling, just to keep it as far from that resource area as possible.
Yep.
Okay. If nothing else,
Make a motion to close the hearing?
Is there anyone else? Didn't you want to check
I
this?
asked,
Oh, you did already?
yeah,
Okay.
right, I did ask if there's anybody online or here that want to comment. I believe I did. I didn't, or did? I did.
I mean,
Okay.
how are you guys feeling about it as, because I'm feeling okay about it being an RDA, just because there's not going to be much going on actually in.
Well, we're about to have a motion to see, we have a motion to close the hearing. I have a motion and a second to close the hearing. All in favor, Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Jean, Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy, the hearing is closed. Christine, your recommendation?
I'm
This-
fine with the -3, -6, with the erosion controls, any stockpiling being as far from the resource area as practicable, and having the equipment just as little as possible on that line between the resource area and the existing retaining wall. And with, you know, a lot of the work being done by hand, or as much work being done by hand as is practicable.
All right.
So moved.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor? Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean? Michael?
Aye.
Kwame?
Yes.
Sandy? Aye. Project is approved. Don't do any work until you get your paperwork from Christine, but you got it, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I
very much.
appreciate all of your time.
If there's nothing else, anything else? Christine, you had anything to report on, or do you want to comment?
No, I already brought up in the beginning the only thing that I had to tell you about, which was the invoices thing
And you're going to get a document from
from Judy.
Judy?
Yep.
I want us in writing that we must have one and only one approval.
All right, I will talk to her tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. If not,
Move to adjourn at 7:05.
Second.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. I'm not
Aye.
going to do a roll call.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aye.
Bring the
Jessica,
sunshine
when do you
back.
head back up soon?
Yeah, oh yeah, headed home this weekend.
Oh,
70 degrees
there
next
you
week.
go.
Bring your snow shovel.
Now, bring the sunshine first.
Make sure that snow melts first.
Yeah.
It's going to be here for a while, don't worry.
I know.
It rained on it, then it froze, which
Yeah.
means we got concrete.
That's right.
Oh,
Supposed to rain
gosh.
tomorrow, so
Yes.
we'll see.
That's
Thank
it.
you, folks. We have some paperwork to sign.